So about time, man. I'm back. About time. So I couldn't go live for maybe 2 or 3 weeks. YouTube tried to hit me with a violation. Said I was live streaming. I got my little homie from the neighborhood, my little guy KJ. I was live streaming with KJ. He spit a little freestyle, and honestly, I was right there in the camera frame, and I was even behind him, sitting down on my couch on my laptop, setting up the studio equipment so he could, record the song. I like to give back to the kids or whatnot. Especially ones I see that got potential and they got talent. KJ wanted to rap. I have the equipment. I have the power. So I wanted to put KJ on and let him do his thing on the mic. But live screen that YouTube tried to hit me with a violation. Said it was a child not being supervised or something like that. So anyway, I appealed it, and even with appealing it, it still took a while. Like I had to keep going and appealing and keep sending feedback to YouTube. Um, and eventually they agreed that I didn't violate any terms, any conditions on the platform, and they also put the video back up. But then I still couldn't live stream for a while, and I thought everything was over with. I thought I was finished. I thought I was done. I thought like everything that I worked for, as far as like just having the ability to live stream, because that's one of the advantages of YouTube and getting subscribers and stuff, being able to live stream. So I thought for a long time I wouldn't even be able to live stream. So like just the fact that they gave me the ability back to just go on my laptop or go on my handheld device, my cellular device, my phone, and just be able to push live and actually live screen. That's a blessing. So I'm glad I'm able to come back and live screen. But getting back to the topic of the video, the actual video, which is what's next for main event Jey Uso after winning the Intercontinental Championship. What does it mean that Jey Uso is now the Intercontinental Champion? What does it mean? And I'm gonna be real with you guys. The first time I was introduced to the Intercontinental Championship, because I didn't start watching Raw until after WrestleMania. So I think it was WrestleMania 21 when John Cena won the WWE Championship against JBL, and then later on they had the draft, and so John Cena went to Monday Night Raw. Excuse me. So anyway, that's when I discovered Monday Night Raw. I guess I just happened to see that it was on TV. Before then, I never really even paid attention. The only thing I knew about was SmackDown. That's what really got me into WWE was watching SmackDown, because SmackDown came on UPN, and I would sneak and watch that on Thursday nights. As a child, just being in my room. I know my mom couldn't see my TV was on now, so I'm sneaking and I'm watching SmackDown on UPN. Or as we called it back in the day, you pick a nigga. So I'm watching SmackDown. Like I said, John Cena fan. But John Cena, he got drafted to Monday Night Raw, and it just so happened that I was watching Monday Night Raw, the episode when John Cena had got drafted. I felt like I had discovered something, and I remember maybe it was the same episode, or maybe it was the next week's episode of Monday Night Raw. Carlito got drafted to Monday Night Raw also, and then he went up against Shelton Benjamin. And I had wondered for the longest what happened to Shelton Benjamin, Charlie Haas. I thought maybe they just got fired or whatever. I had no idea Shelton Benjamin was on Monday Night Raw, and Carlito faced Shelton Benjamin in like an open challenge for the Intercontinental Championship, and Carlito won the Intercontinental Championship. The same way he won the United States Championship on his first match on SmackDown. He won the United States Championship against John Cena. His first match on Monday Night Raw, he won against Shelton Benjamin. That was the first time I was introduced to the Intercontinental Championship. I was like, wow, that's a pretty championship. That belt there, that title is pretty. So, like I said, that was my first time being introduced to it, and I've been familiar with it and have studied the history of it since then. I'm not all the way educated on every single wrestler that's held it, but for the most part, I know majority of the wrestlers that have held the Intercontinental Championship, and how holding that title can elevate your career for most guys, and then for some guys, maybe they don't quite get that main event push, but in a sense, it still puts them on the map. It still, gives them that test run to see if they have what it takes to be a main eventer in WWE. And so with Jey Uso winning the Intercontinental Championship, it's just more validation on pretty much everything that was happening during the pandemic, during 2020 and a little bit of 2021, which pretty much, the name, the moniker, main event Jey Uso, you know what I'm saying? Like, Jey Uso winning the Intercontinental Championship just furthermore proves that he's worthy of the name main event Jey Uso. You know, uh, he's had plenty of matches for the Universal Championship, for the WWE Championship, for the World Heavyweight Championship. And in a way, maybe he wasn't quite ready for the main title of the roster, but now he's been put in a position to where he gets that pop, he gets that crowd reaction. His merch is selling, so he's at the top of the mid card right now, and that's not even though it's taken him 14 years, that's not bad for a guy who was mostly known as a tag team, and for a good majority of his career, he was actually known as just being a twin in a tag team. But going through the storylines with him and Roman, and actually him having an identity, and now fans being able to know the difference between Jey Uso and Jimmy Uso, you know what I'm saying? Just winning the Intercontinental Championship, just like I said, it furthermore cements the fact that he's worthy of the name and of the title main event Jey Uso. And also it furthermore cements that one time Roman Reigns made it pretty clear that his the guy that he wants to be next in line to be the tribal chief is Jey Uso, right? That's who he wants to ascend and be the next tribal chief when everything is said and done with Roman. He wants to position Jey Uso to be the next guy in line for to be the main event guy to carry on as the tribal chief for their family. Now I know a lot of people thinking like Solo Sikoa, Solo Sikoa, Solo Sikoa. Solo Sikoa came on maybe months, a year or so after that was put on, the weight of that was put on the shoulders of Jey Uso, you know what I'm saying? Paul Heyman, I believe, was actually the one that wanted Jey Uso to be Roman Reigns' right hand man. And maybe Paul Heyman has some influence to do with the title main event Jey Uso as well. But Jey Uso winning the Intercontinental Championship, like I said, it just furthermore cements that, and it's a couple different ways they could go with Jey Uso title run. They can make it stale and boring. They could let Jey Uso carry the title for, I don't know, maybe if I was them, I would do it like maybe anywhere between 60 and 90 days. 60 and 90 days, something like that. It's not bad. Like, back in the day from OG WWE fans and even the OG WWF fans, see somebody carry the mid card title for about 2 to 3 months. So like I said, 60 to 90 days, that wasn't a bad run. I remember Edge returning to beating Randy Orton back in the day. You know what I'm saying? I didn't watch this live on TV. I watched this via YouTube. But Edge coming back and beating Randy Orton. I think Randy Orton, where he held the title, he held the Intercontinental Championship for maybe like 9 months or something like that. Randy Orton did help put that title back on the map and make it feel very important as well when he held it. But I remember Edge coming back and challenging Randy Orton. He beat Randy Orton for the title, and Edge maybe was champion for like 3 weeks to a month, and then he lost. But that happens. That happens. That happens. But that's what we're accustomed to seeing. Some guys hold the title longer than others. Some guys hold it. You get to see him for a couple weeks be the champion and get the satisfaction. Okay, this guy. I actually got to see one of my favorite wrestlers that get slept on. I got to see them be a champion. But Jey Uso should have a decent title reign. Nobody thought Braun Breaker's title reign would be like 5 weeks, 6 weeks, but it was, you know what I'm saying? But the payoff was worth it to get for us to get to see Jey Uso be the next guy in line. You know what I'm saying? Jey Uso gets the main event Monday Night Raw. Now it's a champion sometimes, you know what I'm saying? But we need that because Gunther isn't wrestling as much. And Jey Uso is one of those consistent guys that every week he'll come out there, he'll put on, a pretty decent match and give a pretty decent promo. So it only makes sense to put the belt on Jey Uso, someone that can main event the show, you know. And like I said, the crowd's behind him, he gets that pop. So, like I said, it's a couple different ways they can go with this. I believe if they were smart, they would use the fact that Jey Uso is the Intercontinental Champion. Uh, let him. I can't say switch brands, but let him brand hop. Let him be on SmackDown sometimes, and for Roman Reigns to actually acknowledge Jey Uso as the next tribal heir, the next tribal chief, and for the Intercontinental Championship to be the proof of that. Solo hasn't held a major title in the WWE. He got to be North American champion for what, like a week, 2 weeks, and I don't even know if they counted that as an official title reign because Shawn Michaels took the title off of him, and then they held the tournament to see who the next champion was going to be, and Carmelo Hayes won that. So Solo hasn't really done anything too important on the main roster besides destroy a couple guys and beat John Cena. You know, that's like the most important things he's done besides assisting Roman Reigns to win, a certain amount of matches. So Jey Uso winning the Intercontinental Championship, like I said, furthermore puts him on a pedestal as far as like I was gonna say the bloodline. As far as within the bloodline and within the totem pole or the food chain of the bloodline, him winning the Intercontinental Championship solidifies that he's right behind Roman Reigns. Right? When you actually put things in a power ranking in order, who's most important as far as the members of the bloodline, you would say Roman Reigns is number one and Jey Uso is number two. Solo is like number four. For Jimmy Uso is more important than Solo. You know what I'm saying? Even though Solo is kind of carrying the show right now, you know what I'm saying? I don't know why Triple H is booking shit like he is, but he is. But you know what I'm saying? Like it solidifies that Jey Uso is the number two Uso of the bloodline. And like I said, it would be cool to see him on Raw and SmackDown as Intercontinental Champion and even involved in the Bloodline storyline that's taking place right now with Roman Reigns. It would be nice to see him as the Intercontinental Champion around Roman Reigns and around his brother Jimmy. And it would be very awesome for him to be acknowledged by Roman Reigns and for Roman Reigns to make the crowd acknowledge Jey Uso as the Intercontinental Champion. But only time will tell. And hopefully, like I said, we get a good 60 to 90 days of Jey Uso being the Intercontinental Champion. And they give him some good classic matches, you know what I'm saying? Some good behind the scenes segments, backstage segments, you know what I'm saying? They allow Jey to talk a little more and just open up the full potential of main event Jey Uso. You know what I'm saying? That's the guy who you're trying to trial right now to see if he could carry the company and be the next main eventer. I mean, gotta face facts. He has the look, he has the pedigree as far as his family, and being a tag team champion, and he's pretty much proven that he has what it takes to be a solo guy. Now he can expand a little bit more on his move set, you know what I'm saying? But Jay's next in line, man. You just gotta respect it. Hats off to Jey Uso. Congrats, Uso. You know what I'm saying? Do your thing, dog. But that's my take on it. And shoot, if I think of anything else I want to say or any more details I want to add about anything, what I'm saying, I'll just record another video. If you watch this, shout out to you. You know what I'm saying? If not, then hey, you should have watched it. But till next time, mofos.